Hi, this is, I want to give you a rundown on how I ended up reconfiguring this HydroFab unit for horizontal drilling. As you can see, I had to move the engine down below the beam in order to have the space to put the beam on top of the tank. Here's one of the features here. This is an adjustment feature that I can adjust the attitude of the beam once I'm set up to get whatever attitude I want for drilling horizontally. And over on this side, I had to move the control station over on the opposite side of the unit because the engine configuration is such, in order to get the exhaust system going away from the operator, it had to be on the other side, and it got kind of busy. So what I came up with for a feed mechanism is this chain drive system, which is totally custom, and I'm using a 3/4 inch ratchet on a shaft that drives a sprocket and pulls it in gradually, keeping in mind that when you're drilling, it's a fairly slow process. While this may seem pretty slow, it's actually, I'm hoping it's got enough mechanical advantage to do what I need to do. I also have, if you look right here, this sprocket, it has a ratchet mechanism on it, so I can flip it out of the way when I need to return it. But when I'm feeding in with the ratchet, it stays in place while I'm getting a new bite with the ratchet. But when I want to reverse it, I've come up with this system here. It's got a rapid return so that when you need to add an additional piece of pipe, you don't have to do it with the ratchet. You can just run it back fast, and that keeps it from, it saves a lot of time that way. Also notice this unit, the way I built it, is also designed with a pivot here so that it can be flipped up in a vertical position. One of the features that's a problem when you're horizontal drilling is the fact that it wants to push back against your drilling. So I've put these mounts on here, and just using a regular foundation stake, I can drive them down on the ground to hold it in place, and I have that in 4 different positions on the unit. As well as when I have enough room, I can hook it to a vehicle. In this first application, which we're going to do here in a few days, I have mounted a trailer ball on the side frame of on the track frame of my skid steer, so I can just hook it up to the skid steer and keep it from moving. You might still need to use these to keep it from moving sideways when you're drilling. This feature here, these are the leveling legs that are on the front of the machine. As you can see, there's a big claw on the bottom in hopes you can dig into the ground enough to help keep it moving around. So that's the basic rundown. Over on this side, you can get a little better idea of how the chain drive system works. There's 2 sprockets that the chain goes through. One of them's big and one of them's small, so you got 2 different ratios there. The little one will feed real slow, and the big one is the one that's hooked to the hand wheel, and that works for a rapid return. Let me start it up here, and you can kind of get a feel for how it's electric stuff. It's a hydraulic driven motor that drives the main drilling unit. This is the water supply that feeds the water inducer that feeds water down the drill pipe, and there's a place on this side over here to hook the water line up to. So it does take an awful lot of water when you're drilling. You can easily use thousands of gallons of water if you're not careful, depending on how deep you need to go. I have 200 feet of drill pipe for this, so we could easily use 3,000 or 4,000 gallons of water in that length of hole. So that's a pretty good breakdown of what I'm doing, and we're going to take it out on its maiden voyage here and see how it works. Thanks for watching.